Talking about matters of security when we look at mining and how the government is trying to handle that. And then we are also going to look at the proposition being made by some group of Nigerians for a new constitution. They call it people-centric constitution that will address some key issues. And then we are also going to look at the matters of ECOWAS, where ECOWAS is saying that they are ready to woo the countries Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso back into the fold. But first, we'll begin from Edo State, where the Deputy Governor, Comrade Philip Shaibu, has expressed his gratitude to gathered Nigerians for his reinstatement as Deputy Governor, following a federal high court ruling in Abuja that declared his previous impeachment illegal. In an address to the people of Edo State, Mr. Shaibu dedicated his return to office to the divine grace of God and the prayers of Nigerians. However, his homecoming was marred by a tragic incident, an assassination attempt that resulted in the death of a police officer attached to the APC gubernatorial candidate for the upcoming September the 21st election. He condemned the attack and called for a moment of silence to honor the fallen officer. Mr. Shaibu also revealed that several suspects have been apprehended and are currently providing crucial information to the authorities. The Deputy Governor reaffirmed his commitment to serving the people of Edo State, promising to work tirelessly to ensure their welfare and security. And that's the most important thing. Seeing the ability for both parties, talking about the governor and the deputy, to work in the interest of the people as against personal interest. Whatever their differences are, yes, they have a constitutional right to have such differences politically and whichever way they want, but then that should not hamper the progress of the state, because the people is who they are meant to serve, not themselves. So now that perhaps this is seemingly done and dusted, seemingly, I use the word carefully, I hope, we are hoping that the state can move forward as they should.
This, it's very important, especially to, reiterate to politicians especially, when you have differences in ideologies, whatever you think about governance, it should not affect the interests of the people. Governance basically should benefit the people. And, some will argue that to an extent, the welfare of the people or residents in Edo State have really not been undermined in some cases. I remember the governor was at the forefront of the whole minimum wage conversation, and it was probably used as a good example at that time. But, to an extent, having a state that has two deputy governors, you've used the word seemingly, but having two deputy governors in place just some months to the end of his term, I believe both parties should be called together to settle this before this tenure ends, because, it poses a bad image. When people remember this tenure, you remember this kind of, argument, fight, disagreement. And it's so sad that a police officer had to lose his life to something like this. Well, it was an alleged assassination attempt. The police have not come out to, make claims and all say that. So
that was an assassination
really cannot,
attempt.
Agree with that fact that it was an assassination attempt on the governor.
He claims, because you would recall that we interviewed him some weeks ago, that's talking about Philip Shaibu, and he claimed that it was an assassination attempt, and we asked, does he have the facts backing, his statement? And he said, yes, he does, but that because this is undergoing investigation, there are certain things he cannot say on the air, which is understandable. And so we are waiting to hear the police or those carrying out this investigation, because it will be important we get to the root of the matter and not just leave people hanging or leave these kinds of matters open-ended where people begin to make insinuations and make their own conclusions, which is not ideal and healthy for a democracy. Because, of course, there are people who he has followers. He has a huge following.
Of course, he was welcomed
and
into the state.
The governor himself has a huge following. But then that shouldn't create rancor amongst his followers, both of them, as it is. So that is why there must be a conclusion that is seen to be transparent. The process of investigation must be seen to be transparent. He has come out to say he is ready to serve the people of Edo State. What he does not know at the moment, perhaps, is if he will be given the latitude to do so as he should. Because we asked him, okay, how has returning to the office been? What is his the relationship like with the governor himself? And, you know, there was just this statement here and there seeming like the governor hasn't given him, you know, the attention and allowing him to do what he intends to do as it is. Well, he has said all his staffers should return to work and begin work immediately because he has been reinstated by the courts. So how they move from here, how they move is very important, such that at the end of the day, democracy is about the people. It's government of the people, for the people, right? So if the people is not at the heart of anything you are doing because you told the people you want to serve them, but if at the end of the day you are seemingly not doing so, then there's a problem.
And, you know, the point you also mentioned about making the whole investigation process very transparent as possible is very important, especially due to the posture of the governor, the seemingly posture of the governor. You know, the governor also has to come out to, you know, accept the deputy to an extent. You know, having a deputy coming back after a long rancor and court battles with another governor who also claims to be the deputy governor in the state. I think this issue is one that raises concern. There is a court order in place, and from my own standpoint, I believe that court order has not been fully implemented. Well, what you have said about the governor, he doesn't seem like he has been properly welcomed into the fold. But then the tenure is about to end, and the election is very close. So we're just going to watch. However, we will hope that the security agents make more investigation as regards that assassination attempt, so to speak.
Alleged assassination attempt. But at the end of the day, the people should be at the heart of whatever is going on. An election is coming. How this matter is handled will also determine how these people turn out at the end of the day, because they might be feeling that what could happen during the election. But then security agencies, I believe, are on top of the matter, and hopefully they get to the root of this issue at the end of the day.